Have you ever driven a car that just feels right, not because of some flashy badge or overhyped marketing, but because it understands you? That's what the Mazda 3 has always aimed to do. And now, with the upcoming 2026 model, Mazda is doubling down on this philosophy. They're not trying to chase trends, they're perfecting the relationship between human and machine. That might sound poetic, but there's real engineering behind that feeling. Mazda has built its brand around a concept that goes deeper than horsepower or design. It's something they call Jinba Itai. In Japanese, it means horse and rider as one. But in the world of cars, it translates into something powerful. A vehicle that moves with you, responds to you, and adapts to your rhythm. This isn't just marketing language. It's a guiding principle rooted in real-world driving dynamics, human ergonomics, and emotional connection. The 2026 Mazda 3 continues this vision in ways that matter most to car lovers. Whether you're someone who takes the long way home just to feel the corners, or someone who cares about the tactile feel of the steering wheel on a quiet early morning drive, this car is made for you. Now, before we dive into the exact engine options, acceleration stats, and real-world fuel economy numbers, here's why you might want to stick around until the very end. Because at the end of this video, we'll talk about a subtle but game-changing feature that Mazda has refined in the 2026 model. Something that isn't advertised loudly but makes a huge difference in how the car feels under your hands, and why, once you notice it, you'll never want to drive anything else. So, what makes Mazda so different in a world dominated by turbocharged horsepower wars, touchscreen overloads, and gimmicky performance packages? The answer lies in how Mazda designs their cars from the inside out, starting with how you, the driver, will experience it. Mazda doesn't design cars for everyone, and that's exactly why their fans are so loyal. They focus on a very specific kind of driver, someone who craves clarity in design, honesty in performance, and balance in engineering. If you're that kind of person, you don't just want to go fast. You want to feel connected. You want predictability in your throttle response. You want steering that talks to you. And you want suspension that supports, not isolates, your decisions behind the wheel. Psychologically, this taps into something called flow state. It's a mental condition where your body and mind are in perfect sync with what you're doing. Drivers who reach this state often describe the experience as smooth, peaceful, and deeply satisfying. Mazda engineers know this. In fact, they design every switch, every seat contour, and every chassis response to help you reach that exact state. It's the reason so many Mazda 3 owners say things like, "I didn't expect to love this car this much." The 2026 Mazda 3 isn't trying to be a luxury sedan. It's not chasing premium badges or trying to be something it's not. Instead, it's sharpening the tools that matter, refining driving feel, enhancing comfort without distraction, and offering engine choices that serve both the logical and the emotional side of you. Mazda also understands something about human psychology that most brands overlook. The car you drive becomes a part of your identity. It's not just transportation, it's self-expression. That's why the Mazda 3 doesn't shout. It whispers with confidence. Its curves are subtle. Its design is timeless. Its interior avoids flashy clutter. All of it speaks to people who see beauty in restraint and purpose in simplicity. And for those who love driving, that restraint pays off in feedback, when the steering wheel communicates exactly what's happening under the tires. When you can take a bend at speed and feel every weight shift like a language your hands can read. That's not just car design, that's human-centered engineering. Let's not forget either that Mazda is one of the few non-luxury brands that has resisted moving entirely to touchscreens. That's not an accident. Research in human factors and cognitive psychology shows that physical controls allow drivers to stay more focused. There's something deeply reassuring about tactile buttons, intuitive layout, and minimal visual noise. It makes you feel more in control. It's safer. And it's more satisfying, especially for drivers who still enjoy the art of driving. So as we prepare to dive deeper into the 2026 Mazda 3's engine lineup, acceleration times, and fuel efficiency numbers, keep this in mind. The specs are only part of the story. The real magic of this car is how it makes you feel behind the wheel. And if you stick with us till the end, you'll learn about a very specific design detail that Mazda quietly improved in this model. A change based on neuroscience and driver feedback. Something you probably won't find in a spec sheet, but once you experience it, you'll know. And it will change how you think about driving, forever. Let's get into it. When you pop the hood of the 2026 Mazda 3, what you see isn't just an engine, it's a philosophy built in metal. Mazda doesn't chase horsepower headlines. Instead, it crafts its powertrains around a specific purpose: to connect with the driver. That means every engine is tuned, balanced, and engineered not just for numbers, but for feeling, for control, for soul. Let's start with the base engine, which is expected to remain the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated inline-4 from the Skyactiv G family. This engine is known for its durability, smoothness, and surprising responsiveness. On paper, it produces around 191 horsepower and 186 lb-ft of torque. But the real story lies in how it delivers that power. Linear, predictable, and with zero turbo lag. This appeals directly to drivers who value consistency over chaos. People who want power to come naturally, not in jolts. What makes this engine so unique is how Mazda has tuned it for real-world drivability. The torque curve is wide and usable. That means smoother acceleration in traffic, less gear hunting, and a more confident highway experience. It doesn't overwhelm, but it always responds. Psychologically, this taps into what drivers subconsciously crave, a sense of control and reliability. When a car reacts exactly as expected, with no delay or surprise, it builds trust, and trust creates comfort. Now, for those who want a sharper edge, Mazda offers a turbocharged version of the same 2.5-liter engine, higher trims. With premium fuel, it pushes out up to 250 horsepower and 320 lb-ft of torque. Those numbers bring the Mazda 3 into hot hatch territory, but Mazda doesn't market it that way. Why? Because it's not about raw aggression. It's about refined power. The kind that answers your right foot immediately but never feels twitchy or unstable. This turbo engine gives the 2026 Mazda 3 the kind of acceleration that feels natural to your instincts. The moment you press the gas, there's no pause, no delay, just smooth, controlled thrust. That immediate connection between foot and engine creates a powerful sense of feedback, which psychologists refer to as a responsive control. The more responsive a system is, the more satisfying it feels to operate. Even more impressive is how quiet and composed the engine remains under stress. Unlike many small turbos that whine or surge, the Mazda 3 Turbo builds power quietly, confidently. This reinforces the car's core personality. Power without drama.
A car that goes fast without needing to show off.
That psychological tone appeals to mature drivers. People who drive not to prove something, but to feel something. Mazda also continues to invest in efficiency without sacrificing engagement. Both engine variants are expected to feature enhanced versions of the brand's Skyactiv technology. High compression ratios, lightweight internals, and low-friction designs help reduce fuel waste while maintaining power. That's a delicate balance most automakers struggle with, but Mazda has refined it over years of engineering centered around the Kansei philosophy, a Japanese term describing the emotional response a person feels when interacting with a product. Mazda doesn't stop at internal combustion. Internationally, Mazda has experimented with mild hybrid systems in the Mazda 3, known as M-Hybrid. These systems use a small electric motor to assist the engine during acceleration and reduce strain during idling. While the US market hasn't seen widespread adoption of this yet, it's something worth watching. If implemented, it could mean even smoother power delivery, better fuel economy, and lower emissions, all without changing how the car feels to drive. That's crucial because Mazda knows its audience. Car lovers don't want an appliance. They want a machine that responds. And that responsiveness extends to the transmission options as well. The 2026 Mazda 3 continues with the 6-speed automatic transmission, an intentional decision in a market flooded with CVTs and 10 speeds. Why stick with 6 gears? Because fewer, smarter ratios often lead to a more intuitive driving experience. You always know what the car is doing. There's less guessing. Less delay. That's called mechanical honesty, and it's something Mazda refuses to compromise. For purists, the manual transmission, still available in select trims, is more than just a nostalgic touch. It's a bridge between car and driver. Shifting your own gears forces you to engage, to focus, and to respond. It turns driving into an experience, into a conversation between man and machine. That interaction stimulates the brain in a way no automatic ever will. It builds skill, it builds pride, and for many, it builds joy. What makes Mazda unique is that it understands the emotional dimension of performance. It knows that acceleration isn't just a number, it's a feeling. And that feeling is shaped by dozens of subtle factors: torque curve shape, throttle mapping, gear ratios, and even the sound of the engine note. All of these are carefully tuned to make the driver feel calm under pressure, excited during acceleration, and connected at all times. That's why driving a Mazda 3 doesn't feel like driving a typical compact car. It feels like piloting a machine that was tailored to your exact input. It responds to your mood. It lets you push when you want to, and relax when you need to. And that's the kind of versatility car enthusiasts truly respect.
Mazda doesn't build engines to impress a spreadsheet, it builds engines to engage the senses.
The 2026 Mazda 3 is proof of that. With powertrains that serve both logic and emotion, it invites you to not just move, but to drive with feeling. As we dive into performance numbers, it's crucial to understand that acceleration and fuel economy are more than just statistics. These figures speak to the very core of how the 2026 Mazda 3 is engineered to balance the emotional thrill of driving with the rational need for efficiency. Let's start with acceleration. For the base model equipped with the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine, the 0-60 miles per hour time is around 8.1 seconds. That's not fast by sports car standards, but it's more than adequate for daily driving. For most drivers, this is the sweet spot. Quick enough to enjoy the drive, yet smooth enough to maintain composure during long commutes or city traffic. The feeling of pressing down on the accelerator and watching the car smoothly surge forward is exactly what Mazda engineers intended. It's predictable, seamless, and psychologically comforting. Drivers feel in control, and the car never feels overpowered or out of sync with their intentions. This is where Mazda's commitment to human-centered engineering comes into play. The car doesn't push you to go faster. It simply responds to your inputs with balance and clarity. This means that in everyday scenarios, whether you're merging onto a freeway or taking a sharp turn, you can trust that the engine will do exactly what you need it to. The smoothness and predictability create a sense of security, which is something every driver subconsciously craves when behind the wheel. But what about those times when you do want a burst of power? That's where the turbocharged 2.5-liter engine steps in. This version of the Mazda 3 drops the 0-60 miles per hour time to around 5.6 seconds, transforming the car into something with a much more visceral response. The power comes on instantly, and it's accompanied by a deep, satisfying growl from the exhaust. This isn't just a car that goes fast. It's a car that makes you feel fast. Here's the psychological element behind this kind of performance. Instantaneous power delivery satisfies a deep-rooted desire for immediate gratification. In modern driving, we're conditioned to expect a quick response, whether it's in a car or in the things we do every day. That's why the turbocharged Mazda 3's response time feels so rewarding. It doesn't make you wait. The moment you press the accelerator, the car surges forward. There's no hesitation, no need for overthinking. Just pure acceleration, as quick and smooth as your instincts demand. And let's not forget the driver's connection to the road. The turbocharged engine doesn't just give you speed. It amplifies your relationship with the car. This type of performance goes beyond numbers. It engages your senses. As you feel the car gain speed, you're also feeling the suspension respond to the road, the steering tighten and sharpen, and the engine's power pulse beneath you. It's a holistic experience that's mentally satisfying, because everything works together in perfect harmony. Now, while Mazda focuses heavily on the driving experience, it also knows the importance of fuel efficiency, especially in a world where drivers want performance without the compromise of gas-guzzling waste. That's why the 2026 Mazda 3 strikes a careful balance. The base model, with its naturally aspirated engine, offers an impressive 28 to 30 mpg city and 36 to 40 mpg highway, depending on whether you opt for the front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive variant. For car enthusiasts, this balance might seem too good to be true. A car that offers both satisfying acceleration and class-leading fuel efficiency? It's not a coincidence.
Mazda's Skyactiv technology is at the heart of this.
The way it optimizes combustion, reduces friction, and uses advanced materials ensures that power is delivered efficiently. Every drop of fuel is used intelligently without sacrificing the emotional payoff of the drive. The psychology of fuel economy is something Mazda has clearly understood. Drivers don't just want to save money on fuel, they want to reduce their environmental footprint while still enjoying the thrill of the road. It's the idea of conscious enjoyment. You're not just driving to get from point A to point B, you're enjoying every moment, knowing that your car isn't demanding excessive resources. In a sense, you're getting the best of both worlds, an engaging driving experience, paired with the knowledge that you're doing your part to minimize fuel consumption. This leads us to something subtle but psychologically significant, the feeling of guilt-free enjoyment. In today's world, many car enthusiasts have a mental struggle when it comes to performance cars. There's always the concern that enjoying your car might mean sacrificing efficiency. But the 2026 Mazda 3 makes sure that when you push the pedal to the metal, you're not doing damage to your wallet or the environment. This provides a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that enjoyment and responsibility can coexist. Additionally, Mazda's mild hybrid technology, if it makes its way to US shores, will likely push this balance even further. By using a small electric motor to assist during acceleration and braking, the car can recover energy that would otherwise be lost. This technology helps increase fuel efficiency while ensuring the driving experience isn't compromised. If it's implemented in the 2026 model, it would make the Mazda 3 an even more holistic choice for drivers who are not just performance-focused, but environmentally conscious. To put it simply, this isn't a car that forces you to choose between performance and practicality. It invites you to have it all. It allows you to chase that adrenaline rush without sacrificing your eco-conscious values. It lets you enjoy acceleration without the guilt of burning excessive fuel. In the world of modern performance cars, that's rare, and it's what makes the 2026 Mazda 3 stand out. When it comes to cars, enthusiasts know that it's not just about the specs on paper, it's about how the car makes you feel. The 2026 Mazda 3 is more than just a collection of numbers and performance figures. It's an experience, one that's carefully crafted to enhance the connection between you and the road. Mazda has built this car with one goal in mind: to make you feel at home behind the wheel. Let's start with the driving dynamics. Mazda is well known for its G-Vectoring Control plus GVC Plus, a system designed to improve the way the car feels in motion. GVC Plus subtly adjusts engine torque to improve steering response and maintain a smoother, more stable cornering experience. This isn't about flashy tech or gimmicks, it's about creating a car that feels in sync with your movements. Whether you're on a winding back road or navigating a city intersection, GVC Plus makes sure that the car feels responsive and natural, giving you the confidence to drive with greater precision and control. This feature appeals to the psychological need for certainty and predictability. When you're in the driver's seat, you want a car that feels connected to you, that responds exactly how you expect it to. GVC Plus helps do just that. The subtlety of its intervention creates a feeling of effortless control. You don't have to fight the car. It's almost like the car is anticipating your next move. That's something Mazda understands deeply. Driving is an emotional experience. The feel of the wheel in your hands, the feedback from the road, the way the car reacts to your inputs. These are the things that stay with you long after the drive is over. It's why so many Mazda owners talk about their cars with such affection. These cars aren't just vehicles, they're companions. And the 2026 Mazda 3 takes that relationship to the next level. Moving inside the cabin, you immediately notice that Mazda's design philosophy has always focused on minimalism and driver-centric layouts. The interior is clean, uncluttered, and designed to keep you focused on what matters most: the driving experience. There's no flashy touchscreens with endless menus, no overwhelming button clusters. Everything is where it should be, within reach, without distraction. This design approach speaks directly to a deep psychological truth. We perform better when there's less to distract us. Studies show that people are more focused, more in control, and more confident when they can interact with their environment without overwhelming complexity. This is exactly the kind of interior layout Mazda has achieved. You're not bombarded with unnecessary features. Instead, you're given the tools you need to enjoy the drive, with everything in its place. The psychological impact of a clean, intuitive interior is profound. It allows your mind to stay engaged with the road, not the dashboard. Even the seat design plays into this idea of connectedness. Mazda's seats are engineered to fit your body in a way that enhances comfort without compromising support. The contours of the seat backs, the high-quality materials, and the precisely calibrated bolsters all work together to make you feel supported, grounded, and in harmony with the car. Every part of the interior is designed to reinforce that sense of being at one with the vehicle. Speaking of comfort, Mazda has worked hard to reduce noise and vibration inside the cabin. The 2026 Mazda 3 is quieter than its predecessors, thanks to improved soundproofing and refined chassis tuning. This makes a huge difference in the driving experience. Reduced cabin noise creates a more serene environment, which enhances focus and enjoyment. It's also easier on the mind. Long drives become less fatiguing because the car doesn't overwhelm you with constant engine noise or road clatter. Mazda's quality craftsmanship in the cabin also adds to the feeling of well-being. The materials they use, soft touch surfaces, premium leather, and brushed aluminum accents, don't just look good, they feel good. That sense of quality isn't just about luxury, it's about the feeling of being cared for, of sitting in something that has been thoughtfully designed to enhance your overall experience. The moment you get behind the wheel, You're reminded that this is a car that's been built with attention to detail. Now let's talk about the mental peace that comes with the Mazda 3's available all-wheel drive AUD. While not standard on every trim, the AWD option gives drivers an extra layer of confidence, especially in adverse weather conditions. For many drivers, the psychological reassurance of knowing your car has your back in slippery conditions is invaluable. It's not just about getting from A to B, it's about having the freedom to drive without fear, to know that you're more capable and prepared for whatever the road throws at you. This mental peace is something that many high-performance vehicles can't offer. They can give you thrills, excitement, and adrenaline, but they can't always provide that sense of security. Mazda understands that great driving doesn't just happen on sunny days. It happens every day, regardless of weather or terrain. The AWD system, combined with Mazda's excellent stability control and traction systems, ensures that you can enjoy the drive no matter the conditions. And that's something many car lovers will appreciate. A car that not only excites you, but takes care of you. The 2026 Mazda 3 isn't just a car, it's a companion that adapts to your needs. Whether you're looking for thrilling acceleration, precise handling, or a comfortable, intuitive driving environment, it has you covered. It's not about chasing the numbers, it's about creating an experience that feels right. A car that doesn't demand to be understood, it simply lets you enjoy the ride. And when you're behind the wheel, that's all that really matters.